Hey everyone, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be discussing Facetune. We'll talk about what Facetune is, the criticisms that have come from the app and other softwares like Facetune, a discussion about what comes first, the chicken or the egg, which I will explain later, my thoughts regarding everything discussed, and much more. But before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Also, please leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on today's video, as well as other topics you would want to see in the future. Now, let's get started. Facetune is essentially the foundation of the everyday Instagram user. From minor edits to becoming a new person, Facetune has literally been shaping the lives of its users. The photo editing app that came out in 2013 has two versions, a free version called Facetune 2 and a paid version just called Facetune. Initially, people used Facetune to remove blemishes, brighten their smile, and even add filters. But more recently, the app has been more geared towards those who are looking to edit their appearance beyond their standard skin improvements. The app has caught a lot of flack in recent times due to users starting to change their facial and physical appearance, some beyond recognition. Celebrities have caught their share of criticism for editing their photos to this degree. Some argue that by doing this, it instills the wrong perceptions of beauty, and by posting photos that don't necessarily reflect what you actually look like, your fans then start to believe and aspire to that standard that you've now created. Others say that it can also give the wrong impression if it's in a sponsorship. For celebrities working with clothing, fitness, or even skincare brands, it can give the wrong first impression to viewers, thinking that they'll look like the celebrity. They then buy the products with the intention of looking poreless or even having a cinched waist, and then are disappointed when this doesn't happen to them. Getting more into the criticisms, an issue that I and many others have brought up about Facetune is that the app in a way is promoting false standards. This comes in many different ways. First, obviously, the false beauty standards. Like I said, Facetune gives users the opportunity to fix minor beauty imperfections like acne, but Facetune's in-app features also allow you to slim your face and your body. And while users might not intend to create a false narrative for themselves and others, editing tends to be one of those things where a small fix here and there can really add up. And for some users, they don't even realize they hit the point of no return with their edits until they are nearly unrecognizable. And while it's one thing to say, just try to avoid over-editing, like I already stated, once you get into a little bit of editing, you might not notice how overboard you've gone. With that being said, in recent times, there have been some effort made to combat the negative effects of Facetune and other photo/video editing apps. For one, social media and brands have attempted to be more open to accept imperfections. By allowing people to feel more comfortable in the skin they're in, it helps build confidence and encourages people to not edit themselves. And while this is nice in theory, and definitely something to strive for, it has been hard to implement. A point I made in my pretty privilege video is that we as a society like seeing pretty people, so much so that we're hardwired for it. So while we try to accept our flaws, we also are kind of always on this route to improvement. And while that can also be good in theory, as it keeps us wanting the best for ourselves, when it starts to move into unattainably wide hips or unproportionately big lips, we might end up in an unattainable and uncanny area. And let's say we tried to remove apps like these. Even if we were to just get rid of Facetune, there is still a plethora of other editing apps. For example, Photoshop was once looked at as a software geared towards only those with photography businesses or the really experienced. Now, the regular person can learn how to take in minor details without disturbing the background pixels, thus making the photo look as realistic as possible. On top of that, apps like Snow are still available and offer pretty good retouching for little to nothing. Or, if they're not using an app specifically for altering photos, some apps like Instagram, Snapchat, and even Zoom offer an in-app tools that allow you to alter yourself before posting or going live. Another way I've seen society try to combat the issue of editing is by implementing a label system. In several articles written in the past couple weeks, the UK has proposed a law that celebrities that edit their photos would have to disclose that in a post. This is supposed to help set expectations so that people aren't trying to strive for something that isn't real. And while I do feel like this could be helpful, it comes with more questions than answers. When would you have to state this? Would all edits, even minor ones like removing a stray hair, be included in this? What would the penalties be for not disclosing an edited photo? And how could you even prove if the photo was edited or not? And for some celebrities, this could even hurt their bag a bit, seeing as their nearly perfect lives are their moneymaker. And I know for some people, they're not really going to find this as much of an issue because for the most part, these celebrities are already rich, but this is just something that I just happened to think about. Anyways, moving along. Something I really wish we questioned more is Facetune really the problem? Now, hear me out for a second. Yes, Facetune is and has always really been an issue, but in my own personal opinion, the insecurities and the false beauty standards were there long before Facetune existed. Facetune is merely a byproduct of it. This for me is the real question of what came first, the chicken or the egg. Because for some people, they were or are perfectly happy with their natural features, and I feel like a decent amount of people are fine with their looks until social media or society tells them to not be and that they need to fix it. Christina Rodolfo talked about this in an article, stating if I spend long enough scrolling through filter to perfection influencers, celebrities, and regular people I know who take a damn good picture, it's very tempting to start a mental wish list of things I could change. A more defined jawline, higher cheekbones, smoother skin, and the list goes on. So while Facetune is contributing to the issue by basically allowing people to not have to deal with their insecurities, I think we need to look more into how we feel about ourselves and not keep blaming Facetune and these other editing apps all the time. Plus, the issue isn't planning to go away anytime soon. The makers of Facetune have already come out with the Facetune video, and as the name would suggest, it's basically Facetune, but for those who want their edits in motion. And there are other editing apps out there that are getting more advanced as the days go on. So with that being said, I do want to turn the mic over to you and ask you what you think. Is Facetune and these other editing apps the main problem, or do we have bigger fish to fry in the pursuit of perfection? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I really want everyone to know that watch this video that I want the best for us as a collective, but I also want us to really evaluate our individual feelings regarding the perception of beauty. Let's be honest, we can blame Facetune all we want and try to fix the after effects of it, but we as users of the apps are partially to blame. In an article from Gracia Daily, Georgia Aspiel wrote that a new study stated that only 29% of people post a picture of themselves without editing it before. So this goes to show that photo editing is a choice, and we are all mostly choosing it. And I'm not trying to bash anyone that edits their photos. I say we because even I edit out my dark spots for a smoother complexion. But we need to understand that if we really want to get to a place where we can comfortably be our natural, authentic self, then we need to deal with the societal and personal standards we have for ourselves. For me, for example, a better routine skincare could probably help me not feel like I have to edit my photos, because if my skin just looked naturally nice, I probably wouldn't edit it. But this is a simple fix for me, and not everyone's insecurities are easily fixed. Changing yourself physically isn't as simple as a minor edit to a photo. That's why we usually choose to just edit the photo. For some, what they want to look like is only attainable by working out, surgery, or might not even be attainable at all. This varies from person to person, but if this applies to you, then it really is up to you to determine what you think is best for yourself, and that's really that. However, lastly, I did want to say that to whoever comes across this video, that you are beautiful in your own unique way, and don't let society's airbrushed and distorted pixel standards tell you any differently. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!